Hello and welcome to a series of lectures on curriculum identification. This is the first one about English high school curriculum. I do hope that you will consolidate your understanding on the English high school curriculum, especially its performance objectives and several themes in official textbooks. This lecture has three main parts: the goals of the 2020 project, the objectives that high school students are expected to achieve, and four themes in the English high school curriculum: our life, our society, our environment, and our future. According to Dr. Hoàng Văn Vân, Vietnam has gradually obtained remarkable progress in curriculum design and textbook development. However, in a world in which internationalization and integration are becoming an inevitable trend, the need for high-skilled and highly qualified people who can communicate confidently in foreign languages, especially in English, has become an urgent requirement for Vietnam. This urgent requirement has made it difficult for Vietnam to maintain its current standards of teaching, learning, and use of foreign languages. Being aware of the importance of improving the quality of teaching and learning foreign languages in the context of globalization, on September the 30th, 2008, the Prime Minister of the Government of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam signed Decision number 1400 QDTTG to start the national project entitled Teaching and Learning Foreign Languages in the National Education System, period 2008-2020. The goal of the 2020 project is to renovate thoroughly the task of teaching and learning foreign languages in the national education system, to implement a new foreign language program at all educational levels and training degrees. So by 2020, most Vietnamese young people graduating from secondary vocational schools, colleges, and universities will be able to use a foreign language confidently in their daily communication. They study and work in an integrated, multicultural, and multilingual environment, making foreign languages a competitive advantage of the Vietnamese people to serve the cause of industrialization and modernization of the country. New challenge requires new objectives, and new objectives require new curriculum. The three pilot English curricula for Vietnamese schools were designed. Three innovative points can be seen in the three pilot English curricula for Vietnamese schools. First, the three pilot English curricula for Vietnamese school, as mentioned above, was designed with the participation of British curriculum designers. Secondly, the three pilot English curricula define clearly and consistently the levels of communicative competence school pupils are required to achieve at each grade and each level of education, reflecting a continuity of knowledge and skills from primary to lower secondary and to upper secondary level. And thirdly, the three pilot English curricula calibrated output standards equivalent to CEFR levels of communicative competence, using them as important basis for curriculum design, textbook development, and the development of competence framework for each grade and each level of education. This is a professional approach to curriculum design, defining clearly the role of each component in the sequence: design of curriculum, application, textbook writing, implementation, teaching, learning, and testing and assessment. At upper secondary or high school level, students are required to achieve CEFR level B1 or VNFLPF level 3. To further clarify the points, high school students can understand three main points of clear standard input on familiar matters regularly encountered in work, school, leisure, etc. Can deal with most situations likely to arise while traveling in an area where the language is spoken. Can produce simple connected text on topics which are familiar or of personal interest. Can describe experiences and events, dreams and hopes and ambitions, and briefly give reasons and explanation for opinions and plans. The English high school curriculum has been specified into concrete performance objectives in 4 skills. To be more specific, in listening skills, by the end of grade 10, students will be able to follow clearly articulated speech in everyday conversation, though students sometimes have to ask for repetition of particular words and phrases. Understand the main points in selected TV programs on familiar topics when the delivery is slow and clear. Understand simple technical information such as operating instructions for everyday equipment. In the next grade, they are expected to generally follow the main points of extended discussion, provided speech is clearly articulated in a standard dialect. Understand the main points of selected radio news bulletins and simple recorded material on topics of personal interest delivered slowly and clearly. Listen to a short narrative and form hypotheses about what will happen next. Finally, in grade 12, the objectives are understanding the main points of clear standard speech on familiar matters regularly encountered in school, leisure, and daily activities. Understanding the main points of appropriate radio, TV programs, or podcasts on current affairs or topics of personal interest when the delivery is relatively slow and clear. Listen to a simple narrative and form hypotheses about what will happen next. When it comes to speaking skills, in the 10th grade, students can start, maintain, and close simple face-to-face conversations on topics that are familiar or of personal interest. Express and respond to feelings such as surprise, happiness, sadness, interest, and indifference. Agree or disagree politely and give advice. In the 11th grade, they can start, maintain, and close a conversation or discussion on a wide range of topics which are familiar or of personal interest, but may sometimes have difficulties in trying to say exactly what they would like to. Ask for and give detailed directions. Give or seek personal views and opinions in an informal discussion with friends. By the end of grade 12, they can deal with most situations likely to arise when interacting with English-speaking visitors, enter unprepared into conversations on topics that are familiar, of personal interest, or relevant to everyday life, for example, family, hobbies, travel, sport, and current events. describe experiences and events, dreams, hopes, and ambitions using connected phrases in a meaningful way. Briefly give reasons and explanations for opinions and plans. Narrate a story or related the plot of a book or film and describe one's reaction. In terms of reading, grade 10 students will understand the main points in short text about current and familiar topics. Understand the most important information in short, simple, everyday information brochures. Understand simple messages and standard communication, for example from clubs, social organizations, and school authorities. Then, in the next grade, they can read simple columns or interviews in newspapers and magazines, in which someone takes a stand on a current topic or event and understand the overall meaning of the text. Understand events, feelings, and wishes in letters or other messages via various media. Understand a variety of texts that consist mainly of high-frequency everyday language. In the last grade, they will be able to understand the description of events, feelings, and wishes in a variety of texts, personal messages, and letters. Understand the plot of a clearly structured story and recognize what the most important episodes and events are and what is significant about them. Skim or scan short text, for example, narratives, news summaries, messages, job advertisements, to find relevant facts and information. For example, who has done what and where in a narrative, what procedures to follow in applying for a job. Finally, in writing skills, by the end of grade 10, students are expected to write personal messages to friends or acquaintances asking for, giving them news, and narrating events. Write simple text about experience or event, for example, about a trip, or a school newspaper, or a club newsletter. Write simple connected text on topics which are familiar or of personal interest. In grade 11, they can write a personal letter, email messages, diaries, or blogs describing experiences and impressions on familiar topics and events, for example, a film, a book, or a concert. Reply in written form to advertisements and ask for more complete or more specific information about products, for example, an academic course. Convey short, simple factual information to friends or acquaintances or ask for information about them. In the last grade, they are expected to write simple, connected text on a range of topics of personal interest and express personal views and opinions. Describe a chart or a diagram. Write letters of application for employment and a CV to support an application for employment. The English high school curriculum consists of 4 themes: our lives, our society, our environment, and our future. These themes are repeated in each grade to help students consolidate and advance their communication skills. The bottom line of the theme group, our, reflects a reality that the students in high school are experiencing a transitional phase from adolescent into adult, and in the future they will join the social development of Vietnam as citizens. These themes also reflect the cross-culture between Vietnam and regional and international countries. The 4 themes are specified via topics in each grade, considering students' psychological development. However, the teacher can change, adapt topics in order to address the students' needs, interests, and abilities and meet the educational goals. That's the end of mini lecture number 1. Thank you for listening.